Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be doing another first impression / wear test on a new foundation that just launched, and I'm quite excited to try it out. So yeah, I want to see if this foundation wears beautifully on my face, and also if it lasts throughout the day and how long it wears. So I'll be doing a wear test as well towards the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. So the foundation I'm trying today is the new Tarte Shape Tape foundation. I also got this soft makeup brush to try out as well. If you didn't know, these brushes look like the Artiste brushes that launched a while ago. Those Artiste brushes are really expensive, so I never got them. So this is a cheaper alternative, at least I think it is. I'm curious to see how this brush will perform as well. It feels like really soft. So yeah, I'm quite excited to try this one out actually. I also own the Shape Tape concealers, and I know how beautifully they wear. So I wanted to try out this Tarte Shape Tape foundation as well, just to see like how it wears throughout the day and if it's any good. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started. So if you're already familiar with this topic, you would know that Tarte released the Shape Tape foundation a couple of weeks ago, and they had a really bad launch, unfortunately, because when they released their foundation shades, they didn't give a good spectrum. They didn't have a good spectrum of colors. So Tarte did like 10 shades of white and then 5 shades of brown. Whenever you release a foundation, you want to make sure that everybody is included in that range. Even if you don't have to produce like 40 foundations at one time in one go, but at least when you have a spectrum of 10 to 15 colors, make sure that they're balanced out. Like make sure they have 7 shades of the lighter shades and 7 shades of darker, or something like that. So Tarte got a lot of heat for releasing this foundation like really poorly. They did a really poor launch. They even said after that they were gonna launch like some of the darker shades like later on, and they're working on it and all of that stuff. Well, they should have already worked on it and then launched all at once, so that's what kind of made people even more upset that, why not have the full range of colors and then launch, instead of just launching the lighter shades first and then darker skin tone people don't get to enjoy it as much. Makeup is for everybody. Everybody should be able to enjoy makeup, whether it's the very fair skin tones or very dark skin tones as well. So yeah, alright, so enough of rambling. Let's just get started with the video. So because of the poor shade range, it was really hard for me to pick a color that matched my skin tone, so hopefully this shade is going to work for me. I picked up the shade Tan Honey. So I want to mention that the doe foot applicator is kind of reminiscent of the Shape Tape concealer, but smaller. I'm gonna do it on one side of my face, use the brush, and see how it works out. Okay, so I think this is my shade. So let's just see how the brush works. Looks like this pretty much has the really like soft bristles, and yeah, and it is a good size for a foundation brush. So let's just try it out. I'm gonna use it. Don't know actually how to use these brushes. What I'll say is that the first time, because I'm using this kind of a brush, it's kind of hard to hold the brush. Like you don't really know how to hold it. So initially that's my first thoughts of it. But as far as the foundation, it blended pretty nicely. It's getting into all of my corners, and it looks actually really nice on the skin. So here's the shade Tan Honey, and that's how it looks on my skin. So this is the side with foundation, And then this is the side without foundation. Foundation covered quite a lot. It is pretty much matte. Like, it is quite matte and quite full coverage, I think. But you know what? It doesn't look so cakey on the skin. It looks pretty nice, actually. Sorry, I forgot to say that I'm reviewing the Tarte foundation, which is on the matte side. They released another foundation, which is the hydrating foundation, which I didn't buy. I only got the matte foundation, so in case I didn't mention that. And I must say that the brush did a really good job at blending my foundation. Like I said, gets a little taking used to, because not used to this kind of a shape for a brush. So let me apply the foundation on this side of my face. Happy I got this brush, actually. When they put out the brush, I was kind of more excited to try the brush, to be honest, than the foundation. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to apply my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer underneath my eyes. And I'm not going to use the foundation brush because it's too big for underneath the eyes. I'm going to use my Real Techniques brush to blend it all in. Okay, so the Shape Tape Concealer, applied really beautifully on top of the foundation. Nose area, like, it is slightly getting dry. The foundation, I mean, is getting dry on the nose area. So this is a close-up of my face. I cannot go in more than this. So hopefully the camera will show you that this part of my nose is like, it's a little bit dry. My skin's usually normal to combination, but right now it's a little bit on the dry side. So it is a little bit picking up on my nose area, but the rest of my face looks blended in quite nice. So I'll finish off the rest of my makeup and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I'm back with my full face of makeup done. I can say that, my foundation is not budging or anything like that. It is pretty matte. We have the issue on the nose where it's kind of dry right now, so I definitely am not going to recommend it for someone with dry skin. Maybe try the hydrating foundation instead. You might like that one. Before I get to the wear test, I just want to say that I really like the brush. It blended my foundation really nicely and it didn't absorb so much product. So that's kind of what you want from your application tool. You don't want it to soak up too much product, So yeah, I really like this brush, and the foundation so far, like, the color matched perfectly and everything. So I'm curious to see how it wears throughout the day. So the time is like 9:58 in the morning right now. So yeah, I'll check back in with you guys in a few hours. Alright, so doing a quick check-in before I get into my house. Just wanted to show you, quickly how my face looks right now. It's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. My face got a little bit dewy around here. Sorry if I'm looking at the viewfinder. I'm trying to see how my foundation looks. So yeah, it got a little bit dewy around my center area. I had powdered my face, so yeah, it got a little bit shiny, but it's okay. I can blot it off. So should I recommend this foundation? I feel a little bit guilty in saying, like, yeah, I should, because it's a nice formula, but Tarte should have really done a good job in bringing out a lot of shades all at once, rather than just, bringing those really lighter shades in the beginning and then waiting. I have no idea why they did that. I mean, it's not a bad foundation, but I thought it was like a perfectly matte foundation, but that's not the case. For me, it did get a little bit like radiant, a little bit more on the dewy side. It's a good foundation. I mean, is it gonna be my holy grail? We'll have to see. Like, I have to play around with this foundation a little bit more. Hope you guys enjoyed the video as much as I loved creating it. If you guys liked the video, then be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more good content. So I hope you have a lovely day or night wherever you are, and I'll catch you guys in my next one. Bye guys.